There is a law greater than circumstance, stronger than fear, and older than time, the law of divine order. It governs all movement, balances all scales, and restores all things to perfection. Nothing in heaven or earth escapes its reach. When your life appears disordered, it is not the law that has failed, it is your recognition of it that has dimmed. The moment you remember who you are, an instrument of divine authority, the chaos begins to rearrange itself into harmony. For the universe does not respond to begging, it responds to command. Begging is the language of disbelief, but command is the vibration of divine identity. When you beg, you affirm separation. When you command, you proclaim union with infinite power. Say aloud, I now command divine order in every area of my life. Feel those words ignite your inner realm. The law hears you through the certainty of your tone. You are not appealing to a distant deity. You are invoking the principle of perfection that already dwells within you. Divine order is not a force you summon from afar. It is the structure of spirit expressing through your consciousness. The moment you speak with authority, the invisible gears of the universe begin to turn in your favor. There is no confusion in the mind of God. Every debt, every delay, every disruption is merely a distortion waiting for your decree of alignment. You are not here to plead for mercy. You are here to pronounce balance. The law is impartial. It moves with precision toward whoever dares to speak truth with unwavering faith. Say this and mean it. Everything in my world now falls into divine alignment. Every wrong step is corrected. Every lack is filled. Every obstacle is dissolved. Do not say it weakly. Say it as one who carries the seal of authority. For when you speak from the I am within, creation must obey. The law of divine order answers boldness. It does not heed the trembling voice of fear. The beggar prays to be noticed. The commander knows he is one with the power that notices all. You have been trained by the world to ask timidly, but heaven trains the soul to declare. The difference between hope and manifestation is command. Hope waits, command moves. Hope wishes, command creates. Hope delays, command decrees now. There is no hierarchy in spirit, only vibration. The higher your faith, the faster the law responds. The moment you release begging from your vocabulary, the current of life accelerates toward manifestation. Say this truth daily. I no longer plead with life, I direct it. Speak to every situation as you would to a servant of the infinite. Tell your finances, obey the law of increase. Tell your body, obey the law of health. Tell your path, obey the law of right direction. And then stand still and watch the order unfold. Divine order is not distant, it is instantaneous. It begins the moment you accept your rightful place as co-creator. You are the voice through which the universe organizes itself. The law cannot refuse you, for you are one with the law. The pattern of perfection is already written in the unseen. Your word is the command that summons it into visibility. Debt is not a reality, it is a shadow, a distortion of divine truth. It has no substance, no power, no permanence. It is the echo of fear pretending to be fact. The soul that stands in light casts no shadow, for illumination dissolves illusion. You were not born indebted, you were born complete. Spirit owes nothing, for it is the source of all things. When you identify with spirit, you rise above every false account. The universe does not record debt in the ledger of truth. It only records vibration. When your vibration rises to the frequency of divine plenty, all appearances of debt fade like mist before the sun. Say aloud, there is no debt in divine mind, therefore, I owe nothing and lack nothing. I am free in the light of abundance. Let those words pierce through the veil of limitation. The vibration of truth is stronger than any earthly number. Bills, loans, obligations, they are shadows projected by the mind of lack. But light knows no lack. Light restores, clears, and balances. The instant you speak illumination into a shadow, it ceases to exist. The instant you declare divine sufficiency, all appearances of insufficiency must vanish. Debt is a teacher that reveals where you have forgotten your source. It is not your enemy, it is your signal to awaken. When you believe supply is external, you create imbalance. When you remember that supply flows through you, all imbalance is corrected. The outer world is only the mirror of the inner decree. Say this with command. I now dissolve every shadow of debt in the pure light of divine order. Every record of lack is erased from my consciousness. I walk in radiant freedom now. Feel that truth burn through old memories of fear, through the residue of struggle, through the hidden belief that you must toil to pay what spirit has already cleared. The universe does not punish, it reflects. If you carry the feeling of owing, life will echo it back. But if you carry the vibration of sufficiency, life will overflow to match it. The law is perfect and impartial. It gives you the harvest of your words, the mirror of your thoughts, the measure of your belief. Every time you say, I can't afford, you extend the shadow. Every time you say, my supply is infinite, you draw light into your affairs. Speak always from the standpoint of divine completion. There is no creditor in heaven, no scarcity in divine substance. Say boldly, the light of God fills my financial world. All debts are cleared. All balances are restored. I live in divine surplus now. And as you speak, believe. Feel the weight of illusion lift. Your word is not sound, it is substance. It is the divine material from which worlds are shaped. Every word you utter is a seed of creation, vibrating with spiritual law, clothed in invisible power, alive with command. You are never speaking into emptiness. You are speaking into the creative field of the universe, which records, repeats, and reproduces whatever you decree. The word is your wand, your scepter, your tool of dominion. When you speak lack, you sculpt lack. When you speak wealth, you sculpt abundance. The invisible listens only to authority. It bends to conviction, not to complaint. Therefore, speak as one who knows, not as one who hopes. Speak as the embodiment of divine sufficiency, for your word holds the pattern of every blessing that belongs to you. Say aloud with boldness, my word is divine substance. Every declaration I make manifests in perfect form. Let your voice vibrate with certainty, for tone carries energy, and energy builds worlds. You are not asking life to prosper you, you are commanding the law to obey your consciousness. All creation is obedient to the spoken word when it is charged with faith. Your word is the mold into which the universe pours its infinite supply. Every utterance must return to you multiplied. Every decree must embody itself in form, because the word is the law in motion. If your words have shaped limitation, you can unshape it. The same voice that built the prison can open the gates. The same sentence that cursed can bless. Every time you speak with intention, you activate unseen forces that rush to organize your world according to your decree. Say now, wealth, take form. Supply, reveal yourself. Divine substance, manifest now in visible abundance. Do not wait for signs. The moment you speak with authority, creation begins to obey. The ancient power that spoke, let there be light, dwells in your own breath. Each word you release is a spark of that same creative fire. You are not separate from the source, you are its mouthpiece. The word of God moves through you as your own command. When you speak with faith, you align yourself with universal mathematics, and spiritual chemistry begins to crystallize the invisible into the seen. That is why idle words are dangerous. They are not harmless. They are builders. Speak only that which you desire to stand upon. Speak only that which you are ready to live within. Say with conviction, my voice is the vibration of prosperity. Every word I speak becomes wealth. Every affirmation I send forth returns multiplied with divine increase. Feel the atmosphere change as you speak. The field of supply begins to respond. Doors that were shut swing open. Delays dissolve. Opportunities appear not by chance, but by command. The universe is a mirror. Your word is the image it reflects. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the cause of circumstance. The word is the key. When you speak deliberately, the unseen must translate into the visible. Never the outer world is not the master of your fate, it is the mirror of your inner decree. What you see with your eyes began first in the unseen corridors of your mind. Every event, every balance, every delay or divine unfolding is the reflection of your dominant vibration. This is the law of correspondence, the divine equation that binds heaven and earth in perfect symmetry, as within, so without. There are no accidents, no coincidences, no chaos, only reflection. You are the cause, the world is the effect. The moment you understand this, you cease to be a victim and become a creator. You stop reacting to shadows and begin rearranging substance through consciousness. Say aloud, I now align my inner world with divine perfection, and my outer world mirrors heaven. Let that declaration sink deep into your spirit. The law does not delay, it obeys. Every thought, every emotion, every image you hold is a seed planted in the soil of the universe. The harvest must match the seed. If fear is sown, lack must appear. If faith is sown, supply must manifest. You cannot escape your inner atmosphere, you can only transform it. That is your holy work, to cleanse the within, so that the without may shine with glory. You may try to fix the outer by force, but nothing truly changes until the vibration within is raised. The law is impartial, it does not choose sides, it mirrors states. Therefore, do not fight conditions, transcend them. Lift your thought to divine order and the reflection must adjust. Say this now, the world I see is the echo of my consciousness. I now see only abundance, peace, and perfect supply. Speak it as law, for it is law, as within, so without. If you hold gratitude, life brings more to be grateful for. If you hold resentment, life arranges mirrors to show you bitterness. The universe is exact, it wastes nothing, forgets nothing, and fabricates nothing. It simply reflects. You are the architect of every scene, and your inner belief is the blueprint. When you rearrange your inner temple, your outer kingdom transforms without effort. Do not look at circumstances and call them real. They are projections of yesterday's consciousness. Speak to them not as permanent facts but as temporary shadows. Say boldly, I no longer accept reflections of fear. I now emit only light, love, and divine order. Feel the power of that command. The mirror cannot resist the light, it must change. When you awaken to this law, you stop pleading for change and begin radiating it. You stop chasing outcomes and begin vibrating alignment. The world bends to the rhythm of your conviction. Prosperity, health, peace, they are not pursuits, they are reflections of inner wholeness. When the within is balanced, the without becomes effortless. When the heart is certain, the outer world obeys. The beggar blames the world, the enlightened redeems it from within. You are not here to fix appearances. You are here to master vibration. Everything around you is a sermon, preaching what you have believed. Every delay is an echo of doubt. Every miracle is the resonance of faith. Choose today to become the dwelling place of divine confidence. Say with fire, the kingdom within me rules the kingdom around me. My outer world is the shining mirror of my inner peace. As within, so without. When you praise inwardly, you prosper outwardly. When you forgive inwardly, you err. Faith is the highest currency of the universe. It is the gold of heaven, the substance that purchases miracles, the energy that converts the unseen into form. The world may trade in coins and contracts, but spirit deals only in faith. Every visible dollar began as invisible belief. Every door that opens, every debt that dissolves, every opportunity that arrives was first paid for in the currency of conviction. When you understand this, you stop chasing material proof and begin mastering spiritual power. You realize that nothing moves until faith moves it. You cannot outwork faith. You can only outbelieve it. Say aloud, my faith is my fortune. I spend it freely, and it returns to me multiplied. Feel the vibration of that truth. Faith is substance, not sentiment. It is the invisible energy that commands divine substance to crystallize. When you hold unwavering faith, the universe arranges itself to fulfill your decree. When you waver, the current halts, for the law can only obey certainty. Faith is the spiritual banknote that never loses value, never declines, never expires. The moment you release it, it begins to transact in the unseen, moving supply, influencing minds, redirecting channels, reshaping reality. You cannot see it working, but you will see its results. The invisible pays the visible. The unseen pays the seen. The world of matter is only the invoice. The spiritual realm holds the treasury. Faith signs the divine check, and life must honor it. Say boldly, I walk in invisible wealth. I am backed by infinite substance. My faith pays every debt, fills every need, and multiplies every resource. The law of supply does not wait for opportunity, it responds to belief. When faith speaks, the impossible bows. Faith does not beg, it orders. Faith does not hope, it knows. Faith does not delay, it decrees now. You cannot half believe and expect full results. The law reads vibration, not words. The weak voice of doubt buys nothing in the invisible marketplace. Only the voice of divine certainty carries purchasing power. Therefore, speak your decree as a transaction already completed. Declare with conviction, it is done, it is finished. My faith has paid for it in full. The beggar pleads for provision, but the believer withdraws it by faith. You cannot see the treasury of heaven with human eyes, but you can feel its abundance when you vibrate at the level of assurance. Faith makes you a spiritual millionaire, long before the world confirms it. You may hold no coins in hand, yet walk with the confidence of one who commands endless supply. That confidence itself draws form to match feeling. Faith is never idle, it is active currency circulating through the unseen. Every thought of certainty deposits wealth into the divine account. Every declaration of I have multiplies your balance. Every fear withdrawal decreases it. So guard your faith as sacred wealth. Refuse to spend it on worry, doubt, or disbelief. Spend it only on truth, prosperity, and divine alignment. Say this with fire. I spend my faith lavishly and receive abundance endlessly. The invisible source funds every visible expression. I am fully backed by the treasury of the infinite. Feel that decree fill your atmosphere with power. The air itself responds. For faith reshapes the field of reality. It builds bridges where logic sees none. It fills accounts where numbers fail. It brings provision without process, blessing without burden, increase without struggle. Faith is not mere belief. It is divine credit with no limit. It is the invisible coin of creation. The one who holds it lacks nothing, fears nothing, and commands everything. The invisible pays the visible. The higher pays the lower. The unseen substance of spirit funds every visible form of wealth. Therefore, walk as one who owns it all. Speak as one who spends from infinity. For your faith is the currency of creation, and the treasury of heaven is eternally liquid. You were not born to chase, you were born to command. Dominion is your birthright, stamped upon your spirit by the infinite mind that created you. Before you ever took a breath, heaven decreed your authority. You were designed to rule over matter, not to bow before it. You were created to order supply, not to plead for it. The same power that shaped galaxies whispers within your soul, waiting for your recognition. You are not a servant of circumstance, you are the master of manifestation. The law does not govern you, you govern through it. Divine dominion is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is the remembrance of who you are, a living decree of infinite intelligence. Say aloud, I was born to command supply, not to seek it. Let that truth echo through every cell of your being. Feel your spine straighten, your energy rise, your words ignite. The universe recognizes only authority. Weakness has no voice in the higher law. Every atom listens to command, not complaint. Supply is not earned by struggle, it is summoned by consciousness. The one who knows their dominion calls forth abundance as naturally as the sun summons. Morning, you are the executor of divine wealth, the steward of infinite flow. Money, opportunity, ideas, channels, they are not distant, they are waiting for your order. The law of supply responds instantly to vibration, and your command is vibration crystallized. Every declaration is a decree, every decree is law, every law is fulfilled through faith. Speak then as one who governs reality. Say with certainty, divine substance flows to me freely and endlessly. I command right channels to open now. And watch how swiftly the invisible obeys. The error of humanity is forgetfulness. You were taught to beg for what was already yours, to worship the shadow instead of wielding the light. But no longer. You awaken now to your holy authority. Dominion means mastery of vibration, the refusal to let fear speak louder than truth. It means standing in the knowledge that nothing can deny you what is divinely assigned. The wealth, the ideas, the divine connections, they exist in your spiritual vault, awaiting your recognition. Say this with power. I take dominion over every condition. I command harmony where there was lack. I command wealth where there was want. I command peace where there was pressure. The law of life must obey. It cannot resist your decree when spoken from the I Am, the divine center of power within you. You are not commanding as a mortal. You are commanding as the image of God, clothed in authority. Every king has a treasury. Yours is the infinite supply. Every ruler speaks and creation arranges itself. So too must your word move worlds. The command of faith is irresistible. The universe rushes to fulfill it. Say not, I hope supply will come. Say instead, I order supply to manifest through perfect channels now. For that is the language of dominion, the dialect of divine power. You are the lawgiver of your realm. When you declare abundance, the unseen forces of order begin to conspire for your fulfillment. When you speak fear, they retreat. The law is exact. Dominion belongs to the unwavering. It listens only to the one who knows. Therefore, stand tall in your authority, and let heaven recognize your tone. You were not sent to survive. You were sent to reign. The meekness of spirit is not weakness. It is confidence without conflict. Dominion is calm power, quiet command, silent certainty. The ocean does not beg to flow. It simply obeys gravity. So must supply obey your vibration. You are the magnetic pole of divine prosperity, and everything you need is drawn to your consciousness. Declare this now. I am the voice of divine dominion. I command supply to serve me as I serve the infinite. Every resource, every opportunity, every channel moves in perfect order under my decree. Feel the truth rise like fire within you. You are not at the mercy of the world. The world is at the mercy of your faith. The invisible waits for your word. The visible bows to your will. This is divine dominion. You were born not to beg life, but to order it.